Anthony Adebayo. We off the record. It's Scotty B. We off the record. And the most accurate sports coverage. We off the record. Scotty B's Fantasy Live. We off the record. You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. We off the record. Anthony Adebayo. We off the record. And the most accurate sports coverage. We off the record. Scotty B's Fantasy 5. We off the record. We off the record.
We're different from any other sports show.
Hey man, I don't know what's happening right now. This is Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
It's your boy Scotty B, man. How are you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. We got toys and that sounded weird. We got new gizmos and gadgets, man. So we're just trying them out. But everything's good, man. How you been?
Man, I've been good, man. Well, I mean, I definitely last week I lost my grandfather, so it's been a struggle with that. But my family's doing good. I definitely lived a great life. Couple of friends, rest in peace. Well, I ain't gonna say it yet, but yeah, just been dealing with that, man. Death. How about yourself?
Yeah, man, it's been okay. I mean, considering everything that's been happening in the last couple of days, it's been okay. Sorry about your granddad, but your daughter did celebrate her first birthday.
Yes.
And that was great seeing her, and she's one, but I ain't gonna say she looks one because she don't. but nah, man, that was pretty cool. Stopping over the weekend. So yeah, man. I mean, other than that, we've been good.
Yeah, man. Huh?
I said, sports wise, it's been a little crazy.
I don't even know where to start. I know we didn't talk much about the Super Bowl because we had the Super Bowl going. And shout out to you, man. You're going to be down there covering the Super Bowl for Off the Record. So, I wish I could have went, but, the family situation didn't all work out. But, yeah, man, just shout out to you for going down there and representing, man. I know you're going to do good for both of us.
Well, I'm going to try. I would try, but yeah, man. So that should be interesting. I'm excited, and I'm like I'm a little nervous, but I'll be all right. I'll be fine. But let's stay on the Super Bowl. I know we didn't really like you said deep dive into the Super Bowl, and so who you have winning? I guess we'll start there.
I have been struggling with this all week. I don't want to go against Patrick Mahomes or Kansas City, but every time I bet against Tom Brady, he always shows me up. So I want to go Tampa. I'll give you some reasons why, and I switch. I'm gonna go Tampa.
All right, hold on one second. I think you deserve. I think you deserve some. Wow. All right. Well, why?
The Chiefs' offensive line concerns me. Just with everybody that's having to sit out for COVID, and just those guys being missed and matched, and having to learn all the different positions because they don't know who's going to be playing, who's not going to be playing. It's scary. And I believe in that Tampa Bay defense of line. I mean, they're phenomenal. And if you don't get the right protection, it's gonna cause all type chaos. So I'm looking at that, and I think it's not getting I guess people aren't talking about it as much as they should. I think that that's huge, is having your offensive line out. And I mean, Mahomes is a bad boy, but can he do it without his offensive line? I don't know, man. That's asking a lot.
Wow. Nah, man. I'm sorry. I know. Folks want to say, I know that both tackles, Eric Fisher, he was the number 1 overall pick. He's out. I think he tore his Achilles. Yeah, I think he tore his Achilles. He's out. His other tackle is out. And I still got the Bucks by double digits. You
got the Bucks or the Chiefs?
I mean, I'm sorry. I still got the Chiefs.
Okay, I was about to say.
I'm so shocked that you switched up. Because the whole time I'm thinking, this man Scott. I really thought we was gonna be in agreement. So we both was gonna go Chiefs. This man really went. Wow. So yeah, I think that it's gonna. I apologize. I think that it's gonna I think the Bucks are gonna start out fast. They're gonna be home. They're used to playing on that surface. I don't really think that matters. But I think that the Bucks, go up 10-0, and then Mahomes and the Chiefs do what they do. Right?
I got a question, and somebody posed it to me earlier today. Mm-hmm. Who has the most offensive weapons out of the two teams? The person was telling me the Chiefs, and I couldn't disagree more.
Let's run through them. Well, first of all, before we even get to that, I had no idea that Gronk and Kelsey were the same age. I had no idea. When I found that out, I said, "You got to be kidding me." Gronk looks like an old man, but he can still play. But yeah, let's run through. We can start in the backfield. The Chiefs is Shady McCoy still on the team?
He's still on the team. He's
gonna be in the Super Bowl 2 straight years and not play it down. Ain't that something? Get 2 rings. Ain't that something? Wow. And we'll talk about him later. But we can start in the backfield. You take the Chiefs. I take the Chiefs. You got the Bucks. The Chiefs have Le'Veon Bell. They got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And they got Williams.
Okay, let's start with Bell, right? Do you think that his career is basically like done? Like he's not what he used to be? Like he doesn't appear to be a step slower to you, or you think it's the wrong offense?
No, I just think that he's getting in where he could fit in. I think he had a couple multi-touchdown games, so
I think his running style doesn't suit what Kansas City does. He's one of those patient runners. Never been a speedster. He's one of those. He waits for the blocks to develop, and he gets behind the blocks, and he catches out the backfield, and he's a phenomenal back. But I just don't know if he's ever going to be the Bell that we were accustomed to when he was in Pittsburgh. I don't know if that's coming back. Okay, Edwards-Helaire, right? Started off strong, high rookie expectations, was tremendous back out of LSU. Mm-hmm. Then about midway through the season, he hit a wall. Do you think, what are your thoughts on him?
I think he's perfectly fine. I don't really think he hit a wall. I think he just got hurt. So it was one of those things where I guess you can call that a wall, but I think he just got hurt, and so he ended up, luckily they had Williams and what's his name, Bell, to take some of that off him. But they throw the ball so much that it didn't really matter. So, but he is a weapon. I think anyone that say that he's not a weapon is wild. I feel like he's a little bit more healthy than he was the second half of the season. So you should watch out for him making an impact in this game.
All right, and then last, Williams, which Williams has been running in the playoffs. He's been doing his job. He's actually had the most success with the run game out of the three backs. So definitely there. So for the Bucs, you got Leonard Fournette, you got Ronald Jones, and you got Shady McCoy. I feel like Leonard Fournette, as of late, has came on. He's got fresh legs just because he hasn't been running throughout the whole season. Ronald Jones, you're no stranger to him. You've been preaching about this guy all season. He's above average back himself. And then Shady McCoy, we haven't really seen what he's able to do the past couple of years, but nice veteran to have. I personally am going to give the nod to the Bucs backfield just off of late production. I think Edwards-Helaire is going to be really good. I just right now I've got to give this slight nudge to the Bucs.
Yeah. I don't. Because I think that so you want to talk about somebody that hit a wall. Rojo hit a wall. I feel like he hit a wall and he wasn't what he was early in the season. Kind of like Clyde Helaire. But I guess he got hurt, but it was almost like a once Fournette was healthy, he kind of like took all the damn carries. He started taking all the carries. Like damn. So I actually had that as a push. The reason being, I guess if you look at all those backs, who would you take first out of all six backs? Who would you take first? And most it's gonna be a toss up between Helaire and Fournette. And me personally, I'd probably take the younger guy. I would. So I don't say it goes to the Bucs. No, I don't. I'm sorry. I don't.
All right, so I'm good with a push. I think we both made arguments for both, but I don't think either one was compelling enough to where people listening to say, you know what, you're right. We should go with the Bucs backfield. So I'll say push. Okay. It's going to depend on Andy Reid. You don't like to run the football.
Right.
If he goes out there, he wants to establish the run. He'll establish the run. If he doesn't, he'll continue to pass.
Yeah, exactly. So tight ends.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, pause.
No, but you got Gronk and Kelsey. I don't think any other tight end matters. I mean, I guess is Brake held? I think Brake's done, right? Brake's hurt, and Howard, OJ Howard, because initially I would have been like, well, no, you could catch.
I think Brake got hurt last week. He played last week.
Yeah. So he's there, but no one cares. It's Gronk versus Kelsey.
That's easy. Like we can't even talk about that. That's no comparison.
And then you have their receivers. You got for the Chiefs, you got Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins. I don't even know if Watkins is playing, but Watkins is playing. I'm sure Watkins is playing. Sammy Watkins, Hardman, and then one of the other guys that's on the COVID list, but Robinson, he's on the COVID list, but I mean whatever. And then versus you got Mike Evans, AB, Godwin. I mean that's all that matters, right? That's all that really matters. Now AB was hurt last week. He didn't play last week. Mike Evans has been nicked up. And Godwin's a beast, but he be having a dropsy sometimes. Then you have when you're dealing with the Chiefs, you got Watkins, who is like, you either gonna get 150 or you're gonna get 10. You know what I'm saying? And
you even out the speedster though, man. Scotty Miller.
Oh shoot, my bad. It's Scotty Miller.
yeah, Scotty Miller.
Yeah. So if I had to choose, I would say as a whole, I would go with the Bucks in the receiving corps.
I think, and we both can agree here, I think the Chiefs have the best receiver. I don't think any of those guys are better than Tyreek Hill. You can make whatever argument. Maybe AB was better 3 years ago, but right now, Tyreek Hill's the best out of that group. But they've got 4 really good receivers. So, yeah, the edge goes to the Bucks for that.
So I mean, I guess then you have the O-line and the Bucks, I mean, the Chiefs are missing 2 tackles, like we stated earlier. I don't know, man. I think that the Tampa Bay's offensive line is better right now. Right now. So with that being said, I get an edge there to Tampa Bay. But here's the thing. Yeah, I know Tom Brady's playing pretty good, and he's all right. But the Chiefs have the ultimate equalizer, dog.
Oh, they have right now the best player in football. But what concerns me is that Todd Bowles is going to blitz the living mess out of the Chiefs. Now, all year, Mahomes has made anybody, I mean everybody and anybody, pay for blitzing. You can send the blitz to him if you want. He's going to figure out where the open spot is, and he's going to get the ball there. He's going to make you look stupid. I mean, he's pretty good with dealing with the blitz. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have the offensive line to protect you, and you got those boys coming at you, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It's a lot, man. It's a lot to overcome.
I understand that. You talk about Todd Bowles, and I understand that black coordinator, everything. I love it. But you know who the Chiefs defensive coordinator is, right? Steve Spagnuolo, who has beaten Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. I mean, hey, man, I get it. I get it. The main thing for the Bucks to win is that they have to win a turnover battle, right? Tom Brady is undefeated when they win the turnover battle in the postseason. With that being said, I don't think they win the turnover. They could win the turnover battle, but again, Mahomes balances everything out. Yes, they're missing their top 2 tackles, their right tackle, their left tackle. They're missing them. Demarcus Robinson is on the COVID list. Give me something else. What else is against the Chiefs? It doesn't matter. They have Patrick Mahomes. It doesn't matter.
They got Patrick Mahomes. Well, I will agree with you here, all right? Regardless of what's going on, I think this is the Super Bowl that most people wanted to see. Outside of people rooting for their teams for selfish reasons, but I think most fans felt like Tom Brady, with all his weapons, was going to get to the Super Bowl. It was ugly.
I said State Farm didn't want Tom Brady. They wanted Aaron Rodgers. They
right. Yeah, so now it's the Super Bowl everybody wants to see, and it's going to be a good game. The young guy versus the old guy, and I'm rooting for Tom, man. Hopefully he can get the 7.
I can't believe you. I can't believe you just up and just switch like that.
I've been thinking about it, and it's tough because it's like neither one of them are your teams, so you can't you get excited because it's a good game, but you're like, what do I have to go?
I think I know. I got it. I know why you're rooting, why you switched. I know. Damn, Scotty, you should have talked. Let that hurt go. Listen, last year is last year, and I know Patrick Mahomes. I know he wronged you, all right? I know he wronged you. You gotta let that hurt go. It all makes sense now. I'm thinking like, how did he just switch like that? Because all of last week, every time we talked, he was like, Chiefs. And this man just switched on me.
But a lot's been going on. I mean, the offensive line is, that's the trenches, man. That's where the battles are won. You cannot do anything without your offensive line.
It ain't.
And people, it may not matter. So look, right? Mm-hmm. If Patrick Mahomes is able to overcome that, if he's got some little makeshift offensive line, and he's able to overcome that, I gotta give him more credit than I already do. I have to give him more credit. That's a lot, man. That is a lot.
Yeah, I think you making it bigger than what it really is. I know it is a lot. I get it. Yeah. All your number one draft pick at left tackle, your right tackle goes down. That's a lot. But with that being said, it's Patrick Mahomes. If he wants to like listen, if he wants to get over that Tom Brady curse or whatever you want to, I don't want to say curse, but he has to beat Brady because he'll never, if he loses this game on Sunday, he'll never be considered better than Brady. And it'll be worse. It'll be worse than the LeBron versus Jordan comparison because LeBron never really went against Jordan. And you know what I'm saying? So it ain't like LeBron had a chance to go against Jordan in the finals. He didn't even get a chance to go against Kobe in the finals. But here, this is Mahomes versus Brady. And matter of fact, the last Super Bowl that Brady won, he beat Mahomes to get there. So if Mahomes wants to be that guy and everything that they say he is, then he has to beat Brady. There's no way around it.
And vice versa, too. Brady's got to beat Mahomes because really, he didn't have anything else to prove in his career. He's the GOAT. But if he doesn't beat him, he'll hear all the talk that Mahomes is the one that could catch him. He's the one that could possibly surpass him with he'll be on pace to get 6 Super Bowls. So I think Tom Brady needs to go ahead and end it. Can he do it? I don't know, man. I'm rooting for the Bucs. I think the Bucs are going to win, but it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a great game.
Man, yo. You got a lot of people rooting for the Bucs. I tell you what, though. Before I leave tomorrow, I will make sure I make my bet because I played some parlays, but I am going to bet. I'm going to put money on the Chiefs. I think that I think they're going to win outright. I'm not going to go spread. I'm just going to go outright. I think the Chiefs are going to win that game, and I think Tom Brady comes back for another season. I think he's all but locked in that coming back next season.
Okay.
I don't think we have to worry about that. So you want to get to the winner of the week, or you want to?
Yeah, get to the winner of the week.
All right.
No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner.
Okay.
No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner.
I think we the winners of the week.
No, you're a winner. No.
Make it stop. Make it stop.
I did that on purpose. That last time I did that on purpose. I'm sorry. All right, go ahead.
No, it's all good. My winner of the week this week is Brett Favre. Reason, I don't know if you heard, Brett Favre was very critical Deshaun Watson asking or demanding a trade, and was starting to talk about that for the money that he makes, that there's no way that he should be demanding for a trade, and he just needs to let everything play out. But the reason why Brett Favre is my winner of the week is what a hypocrite. I don't know if anybody can remember when Brett Favre was having his spot taken by Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. He forced them to trade him to the Jets. So it's one of the things that's like, dude, we didn't forget how you basically forced your way out of Green Bay because you basically they wanted you to retire and they wanted Aaron Rodgers to take over. So you forced them to trade you to the Jets that season. And then now you're speaking on another man and what he's got going on at Houston. I thought it was hypocritical. I thought his comments, I think we all agree Brett Favre is not a racist, but it did come off as shut up and dribble type deal. And it's like, come on, Brett, man, you're better than that.
Well, I agree 100%. He should know better than anyone. I mean, a blind man can see what's happening in Houston. You know what I'm saying? You got someone in Deshaun Watson who is a generational talent, who is the face, supposed to be the face of the franchise. He's all these things. You act. I don't even I don't even know if they asked for his input, but if they did, they didn't even interview. They did ask for his input. The guy that he wanted, they didn't even interview him. So I think that they traded DeAndre Hopkins. Didn't ask a question. Ask him or let him know anything. That whole deal in Houston has run its course. But for Brett Favre, like you said, to force his way out of Green Bay after they wanted him to go out, not necessarily on top, but they wanted him to retire, and he didn't want to. He wanted to keep on playing and forced the trade. He ultimately forced them to trade him. And yeah, man, that is bad, man. And it's kind of messed up, man, because again, Deshaun Watson, he's done everything that you would want him to do. He's carried your team when no, I don't think anybody else would have. Yes, they won 4 games. They only won 4 games this year, but it wasn't because of the quarterback. I mean, he's kept them in every single game when the defenses let him down, when some guys on the offenses let him down. I mean, and I think under normal circumstances, he would stay. But the way that the organization is being ran, he can't stay.
So right now, he's flexing. I think everybody knows he's flexing his muscle. Mm-hmm. It's ultimately up to Deshaun Watson how much he wants to flex. Mm-hmm. Do you anticipate him flexing like Carson Palmer with the Bengals and just not reporting?
Oh yeah. He you won't see
just
him.
Say it. Yeah, you won't see me.
He's not even answering their calls or texts. He's done. He's done. So I feel like that they're gonna trade him, and if the Texans are smart, if they're smart, right now is when he can get the most. I mean, they can get the most capital for him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about if Stafford got 2 first rounders and the third, he definitely could get 5, 4, maybe even 5. And plus some other picks and a quarterback. So right now, if the Texans were smart, they'd be making a move Saturday night.
Oh yeah, I couldn't agree more, because the longer that they let this play out, like let's say training camp comes around, he doesn't show up to training camp, and then let's say he starts missing games. As that time goes on, they're losing leverage because if he's not playing and he's not reporting, teams aren't going to give you 2 first-round draft picks, a quarterback. They're going to be like, you can't even get them to show up to the building. We'll give you this 3rd rounder. We'll give you this 2nd rounder. And they'll start lowballing them more. So, yeah, you are right. I think what they're hoping is that
I said it won't even have to be getting to camp. I'm talking like if it gets to June or May or June, it's a wrap. They might as well just let him act like he's gonna retire or just or buy him out.
I think what they're thinking, and it's good, is they're thinking, okay, let's get him in front of the new coach, in front of the new GM. We'll pitch our plan to him, and we'll figure out if we can reconcile this before we try to trade them and do any of that stuff. So they've got to figure out how to at least get in the same room with them, which is another flex move is like, nah, I'm not even going to get in the same room with you. I'm going to take the leverage. I don't have to talk to you. So, shout out to him and just not so much Brett Favre, man.
Yeah, Brett Favre, that was a sucker move, dog. That was a sucker move. Now, let's transition to NBA. Before we get into the games, what are your thoughts on them trying to do an All-Star Day? It's like All-Star Weekend. I mean, well, it wouldn't be just a day. March 7th in Atlanta. They had a skills competition and the All-Star game. Well, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's good. I think people enjoy seeing the All-Star game, and I think people, they watch the skills competition. People like the dunk competition. People like the 3-point contest. So, I'm all for it. Yeah,
I was going back and forth with this because I was wondering, like, you got people that be coming from all different areas as far as like the players that's going to participate. Of course, I don't think their families would be there, and that could be a little problematic, and I believe they only have a week off, right? There's only like a week that they had off. I don't know. I think that I am for it, but I just want them to be as careful as possible. And you know what? If anyone has been as careful as possible, has been the NBA. I think they've probably done the best job during the pandemic. So I do want to see it, and I'm interested to see it. I would like to see what players kind of back out of it. I think we'll definitely see some players back out of whether it's the skills 3-point dunk contest or even the All-Star game. It's going to be interesting. But I do hope that they approve it, and if we're starting to hear about it and everything, it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen.
So I got a question for you, right? And you've been pretty, I don't want to say against them because you haven't been against them, but you've been definitely thinking that they're not good enough. The Clippers, they lost yesterday to the Nets. Phenomenal job by the Nets. They look good. But do you think the Clippers are as advertised this year?
We did this on purpose.
Yeah, just asking a question.
I think the Clippers are pretty good.
Pretty good.
You watch them. I feel like they're better than they were last year. Paul George is playing better, but we've seen Paul George. He was an MVP candidate for goodness sakes a couple years ago. You see, Kawhi is Kawhi. He the silent assassin. But for whatever reason, Batum plays well with this team. I think Ibaka is a great addition. You still have the Morris twin, and you got some other. Reggie Jackson is. I don't know if Reggie Jackson makes it through the season with him. Some of the shots that he takes are like baffling, but I'll say that team looks a little different. They got a different bounce to them, but they still can't mess with the Lakers. I still don't have them beating the Lakers in the 7-game series.
So the only thing that concerns me is right now the entire team is shooting. Well, not the entire team, but about 9 players are shooting above 39%.
I'll even give him some love, man. Go
Yo,
ahead.
it is very difficult to sustain that over a whole season. Right now, they are shooting the ball really well. Pause. You don't go that far. But yeah, I don't know if they can sustain that. But like you said, they're definitely better. Letting Harold and trading the guy to the Nets, and picking up Ibaka, like you said, that those have proved, and Batum, those have proved to be good deals that have panned out. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting how that folds. The Nets, if they can keep up that offensive intensity, it's going to be tough to beat them. And they played good defense yesterday too.
Yeah, they did. They did. You know what it is with the Nets. I see this from a mile away. Like those good teams that are like championship type worthy teams, they get up for it. They get up for those teams. Then when you got teams like the Cavs and the Wizards, they're like, man, whatever. Let's just get through this game because we gotta play it. We're not gonna see them anyway. We may see them in the playoffs, but I highly doubt it. And so they just go with the flow. They just go with the flow. I think that but when they have to play Miami, Boston, the Bucks, the Clippers, the Lakers, the Nuggets, give me another team, or one of those teams that they used to play for. Well, not the Cavs, but the Warriors or the Rockets. I think they're gonna get up for those games. But when it comes to those bottom feeders, they like, yeah, whatever. And it does what it does.
Okay, so we're about, I want to say it's close to what, 25 games now? Or maybe about 20. We'll say all teams pretty much have about 20 games under their belt, right?
Yeah.
So the season is going to be 72 games. So we're
About
not almost there. When do you think teams should start pressing the panic button?
When? I think that April. All right, when is the trade deadline? I need to remember when I think the trade deadline is a little later this year. Well, of course it is because the season started later. I think that teams should start close to the trade deadline, and we can look it up when it is. But once you get to that trade deadline, like the Nuggets, I mean not the Nuggets, but the Nets have to make a move. They have to make a move before the deadline, because they need another big, or if that buyout time, and that'll probably be next month, where teams are gonna start buying out their players and start moving guys right around the trade deadline. But that's when teams should get, I guess you want to call it nervous or worried or whatever you want to say. That around that time, that trade deadline, buyout period time is when you're gonna start seeing teams do what they have to do.
So somebody is saying it's March 7th. And one thing I want to add, because people are in the comments and they're absolutely right about Cleveland, is they're 7th in the West, and Garland was out for in the East. He was out for an extended amount of time, and Sexton missed some time too. So if those guys were healthy the entire time, who knows where they would have been in the East. So, that's a good point. They are scared. But, yeah, they're saying March 7th. Right now was February 3rd. So about a month. It's some teams that look like they appear to already be out of it.
Like who?
I'll use the example of the Wizards. The Wizards and the Timberwolves are both probably out of it right now. Your Heat is they're in the dangerous line.
I agree.
They're I mean, because in the East, like you got the Hawks sitting at 6, right? I think Orlando's Cleveland's at 7, and then you got I forget who's at 8th, but then you got like the Bulls and the Knicks are like 9th and 10th, and then you got like the Heat that are right there. So it's the Raptors. I'm sorry, the Raptors. No, the Raptors are at 9th. I forget who's at 8th.
The Hornets.
Yeah,
The Hornets.
The Hornets are at 8th. So yeah, it's gonna get interesting real fast.
I got a hot take for you.
Okay, talk to me.
I got a hot take. I don't know why I got this feeling, but watch out for Detroit. I just have a feeling that Detroit is going to go on some sort of crazy run, right? And they're going to find a way to sneak into the playoffs. I'm not saying that they're going to make any noise, right? But right now they're like second to last in the East, and they're about 4 or 5 games out of the 8th seed. Watch out, because that Jerian Grant kid, that boy could ball. I think it's Jerian Grant. That's
one
of them Grants.
He's definitely took that number 1 spot in Detroit from Blake Griffin.
Absolutely, that boy can ball, and I think that people need to just watch out for them. Just, I'm not saying that they're gonna make crazy noise, but all I'm saying is watch out. Watch out. What I saw last night for them, when I was just going through the they played the Jazz, and the Jazz was up big. I believe the Jazz was up like 24-25, and they cut the lead down to like 6. Exerting that much energy to come back, it happens. But it's Jeremy, not Jerian he's on the damn Cap City Go-Go, where he was last year. So, but Jeremy Grant has stepped up, like you said, and I just feel like, they might go on a run, man. And if they do, just watch out. I think that's something to watch for the future. I think you watch that for the future, and then it's like, oh, all right. But this year, don't be surprised if somehow the Pistons sneak into the playoffs. That's my hot take for 2021 thus far.
So right now, LaMelo Ball.
Yeah.
It looks like Jordan might have been on to something.
Listen, who else were they going to pick at number 3? Because I see a lot of people saying like he was the 3rd pick, right? He was number 3.
Yeah.
And it's like he was in that spot for I mean, Lord knows how long. I know some people had him at 1. He wasn't going 1. Anthony Edwards was head and shoulders the best player in that draft, and he can ball too. Anthony Edwards.
He's having a quiet season. He's having a quiet season, but
he can ball. But LaMelo Ball is a killer, and he's putting the league on notice right now. He is putting the league on notice right now, and with the things that he's doing. And I'm not saying that he's gonna be the next coming of MJ, but this may be. I think it's safe to say right now that this is Jordan's best pick.
Oh, easy. I mean, and that's not hard to do.
I mean, Kwame Brown is right there, man. Hey, man.
Yeah, Kwame Brown might be his second best pick.
No. Yes. But I like what the Hornets. I like that team right now because, I picked up a couple guys in fantasy. I had stopped playing fantasy for a little bit because I was a little annoyed. But that's another story for another day. But
somebody just put in Adam Morrison. Adam Morrison was a terrible pick. Yeah. Adam Morrison. Yeah.
So here's a question. Is he better than Lonzo? That's not even a question. That's not even a question. Lonzo's about.
So it's a valid question.
Yeah,
It's
Lonzo's about to be on
valid.
his third team. Lonzo's about to be on his third team, and LaMelo's just getting started. But back to the Hornets real quick. I mean, they got some ballers. They're really young, but they got Cody Zeller, who's Wash. They got PJ Washington. They got Malik Monk, LaMelo Ball. Gordon Hayward,
Rozier.
Yeah, I mean they got that sounds like a playoff. That sounds like a playoff team. Yes, Jordan did draft Kemba Walker, so yeah.
So that's the best player so far.
Yeah, so LaMelo may be second. Yeah, Jordan did draft Kemba Walker. So yeah, man. Well, they're going to be a playoff team. I think that they're going to be a playoff team. They're going to be a playoff team. So yeah, man. So let's talk about something else real quick. We like to bring folks together. So tonight, my man Scotty B got a battle tonight.
Got a battle.
He got a battle tonight. And hold on, we might have to go. Hey man, right now they in the seventh seed, right? Or the eighth seed. So I mean, Jamal. Right now they in the playoff. They in playoff position. If the season ended today, I hate that. By the way, if people say if the season ended today, the season don't end. But if it did, they'd be in the playoffs. But what's up?
Jamal said something last week. This had me thinking all week. He said Zoe has got borderline trash numbers.
Who?
And he was talking about Lonzo. He was talking about Lonzo Ball. He was like, he's borderline trash. And it's just had me thinking all week, like, has a point. Yeah, it has a point.
I don't think Lonzo's borderline. Lonzo's a good baller. Lonzo's gonna be in the league for 12, 13 years. Lonzo's not going anywhere. I mean, he may end up being a journeyman, but just because you're a journeyman don't mean you're trash.
So I'm not going to say he's trash. I want to say that basketball is not played the way he plays anymore.
That's bull. I mean, he plays defense.
He plays defense, but right now the way the league is, like you got to have an assassin at that point guard position. Like they have to be able to score. Basketball is not played that your point guard has to average 10 assists anymore. I mean, it's a bonus, but for the most part, you've got a lot of scoring guards, and he's not giving that level of production. Now, he has a good all-around. Like he might give you 10 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, which looks good on paper and is all right. But I think teams are looking to get more production, more scoring out of that position.
It depends on the team you're in. If you're on the team where you don't need your point guard to score like that, and you got somebody like a Kevin Durant or LeBron or Kawhi, if you got somebody like if you don't need your point guard to give you 20 a night, then what's the problem?
Give me 5 starting point guards that he's better than that's starting in the NBA right now. Five better ones. That he's better than.
I would have to look at the teams, but who's the starting point guard for the Timberwolves?
D'Angelo Russell.
That's one.
He's not better than D'Angelo Russell. He's not better than D'Angelo Russell. Nowhere.
What has D'Angelo Russell done for you to say that?
Been an all-star. Averaged over 20 points. Had solid seasons. No, he's not better than D'Angelo Russell.
What year was that D'Angelo Russell made the All-Star team? That was a long time.
No, it was 2 years ago when he was with the Nets before they traded him to the.
That was a long time ago, man. That was like 3 years ago.
No, it was 2 years ago.
Maybe it was 2 years ago. Who cares? All right. So I'll give you that. Let's see. I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to do that to Lonzo. You know what I'm saying?
but honestly, if you think about it,
let's bring Jamal on. Let's bring Jamal on. You want to bring Jamal on?
Yeah, you can bring Jamal.
All right.
Jamal,
what's going on, man?
What's going on, Jamal?
What up, man?
What's going on, man?
About to go hit the gym, listen to Scotty's battle from the gym. Yeah.
So, all right, right now you got us talking about this Lonzo borderline trash. So why do you say that?
So I obviously I'm a Lakers fan. You know, I was seeing through purple tinted glasses when he played with the Lakers, and I'm willing to allow, particularly a point guard, a pure point guard or a natural point guard, not a scoring guard, some time to develop. But he hasn't improved in his game. He doesn't play with a pace that dictates the speed of the game as much as I thought he would. His shooting numbers are still stagnant. He still can't shoot from the free throw line. The only hope is that he's like a Chauncey Billups and that he develops slow and develops into like a glue, legitimate guard. But to Scotty's point guards are giving you like 18 on the low end now. You know what I mean? Like, is he a table setting point guard? Like, say he played for the Clippers.
Right.
Does he make Kawhi and Paul George's job easier? I don't see
Absolutely.
I don't see him doing it.
You know why? You know why he does? You know why he does? Because
Defensively?
absolutely that takes pressure off of them, and they may not want to, but they can save their legs for offense.
But you can get that from Nicholas Batum, and he can shoot. I mean, like what I'm saying is Zoe good enough to put out there on a championship level team and say like he's out there and it's like a Caruso, right? Alex Caruso is one of those plus minus darlings.
He's in his fourth year though.
Who, Zoe?
Yeah, he's in the so listen. So I don't think there's not anything wrong with somebody developing over time and becoming because if we could have said the same thing about Chauncey, because right now Zoe's where Zoe's career is right now compared to say like you brought up Chauncey Billups is he probably having a better career than Chauncey Billups had in year 4. Chauncey Billups was people was trying to run him out the damn league.
No, I agree with that, but like what I'm asking is Chauncey developed himself into a shooter, right? Like a knockdown shooter.
Because he couldn't shoot when he got into the league.
Right. But do we see Zoe becoming a knockdown shooter? Like you see that happening?
We didn't see that with Jason Kidd either. And Jason Kidd was now top 5 all-time 3-point shooter.
But Jason Kidd didn't develop that, and he didn't need it to be effective.
Yes, he didn't need it. He didn't need it because he can get to the rim and he can score. But Zoe can get to the rim and Zoe can score.
Zoe's a below average finisher at the rim, particularly for his size. He's a bad finisher through contact.
So here's the thing. And I do think that I do think that Zoe he will get better, right? If given the right, he came into the league on I know that's your team. He was in a terrible situation. That Lakers situation was terrible. They rushed him. Not only did they rush him, and that's partly because of his dad. But when he came out of UCLA, he probably should have stayed another year. Because De'Aaron Fox was running circles around him in college and in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean he's like Chris Dunn almost, but Chris Dunn is actually technically a better on-ball defender than Zoe. It's almost like what I expected Zoe was to be an IQ player, and he's a dumb player. Like he's not an IQ player. Like he doesn't add value to a team from the standpoint of like he's gonna do everything right. Like even if he was a high-level TJ McConnell. Like just one of those guys.
Oh, come on, man.
No, but he's valid though. I mean, look, I look at Markelle Fultz, right? How much of an opportunity did he get? You know what I mean? Zoe has had 4 years. People have been very patient with Zoe. And like Jamal said, by year 4, you should have it figured out. And to Jamal,
some people develop slower than others.
Yeah, but do you see enough to where you're like, you know what? He's a slower developer, but he has flashes. Like when's the last time you've turned on a game and Zoe has dominated that game?
Well, I think he went 7 for 9 from 3 the other night, and that's such an aberration. Like that happens once in a blue moon. But
So could get a triple double whenever he wants, man.
So
That's why he hasn't done it.
I don't know how many,
because he needs to do it.
It may be a low scoring triple double, but I think that you guys are I'll look it up right now. As far as y'all,
I don't think
yourselves real quick. Let me look this up. Lonzo Ball triple doubles, man.
Yeah. So Scott, I'm a Lakers fan. Like I said, when he came to the league, I was willing to give him a lot of because I didn't care about the scoring. I thought he was a Jason Kidd clone, but he doesn't put his imprint on the game like Jason Kidd. Like this Halliburton kid out of Iowa State.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Do with Sacramento.
Kings, he's better.
Yeah.
He's better than Zoe.
I can't argue that. I can't disagree there.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Don't listen. I don't want y'all to think that I'm trying to say like Zoe is like the best point guard in the West. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, some guys just develop. Some guys just develop a little
But who's he better than at point guard?
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't know who he's better than.
Well, like I said, I'll stand on this. Zoe he'll be in the league 10 to 12, 13 years.
Well,
he's a ninth player on your bench.
Guard. He's a big point. He's a big point guard that is a low volume. Like he doesn't take a lot of shots, so he's not distracted. But what I'm trying to see is when is this plus minus gonna say to us? Because we think we know basketball, but like you don't really know what a team is asking them to do. When are you gonna?
That's what I've been saying.
Hey Jamal, one thing he is better. He's better than Patrick Beverly. Somebody keeps putting that up there. He's better than Patrick Beverly.
But Patrick Beverly could space the floor and hit the corner three. I think Pat Beverly's like a 42% 3-point shooter this year. Pat Beverly, I would rather Pat Beverly take an open three than Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, I'd rather have Lonzo Ball than Pat Beverly.
I definitely would rather have.
I tell you this, I saw this stat today. The Clippers are have a 9-point differential difference when Beverly doesn't play. So he's worth 9 points a night to their defense. Is Zoe worth 9 points? In fact, the what's it called? The Pelicans are better without Zoe.
I don't know. I mean,
Somebody
right now,
said that Zoe is like Khalid El-Amin, and that's
stop.
No, that's
Come on.
That's disrespectful.
So let me just run this by y'all real quick. His assists are down this year, right? For whatever reason, I don't know. I mean, they only played 16 games, but his rookie year, he averaged 10 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds.
A great rookie year, and if that's the takeoff point, you're on your way. And I think,
but you gotta remember, in his second year, he was with Braun, right?
Yeah.
He was with Braun, so that's gonna hurt your numbers. We all know that. Braun,
okay.
That's not so. He went down to 9.9, which is you can count that as 10.
Uh-huh.
He's still at 10. His assists went down 5.4. His rebounds went down 5.3.
Okay.
The following, so he got traded to New Orleans. Was it that year? The following year, last year.
In the offseason.
In the offseason, right?
Yeah.
He averaged 12. He averaged. Well, I'm sorry, 11.8.
That's
he averaged. He averaged 7 assists, 6 rebounds. So he's gotten better, right? So this year, again, his assists is down, but he's averaging a career high. He's averaging 12.6, 4.8, which is 5 assists and 4 rebounds.
So here's my thing, and this is what I've been trying to tell you, Matt. Now the way the basketball is played, that's not enough. 12 points for your starting point guard.
You have Brandon Ingram and JJ Redick and Zion Williamson and a host of other guys that's gonna score before him.
So you know where the Pelicans sit right now in the West. They're the second worst team. How much of that is they're not getting production from their point guard? They're not maximizing that position.
So you're gonna blame everything on Lonzo Ball? Are you kidding me?
I'm going to start there. That's the first position I would upgrade.
Well, when
He's not
the
he's not the number one on that team. Brandon Ingram's the number one, and Zion Williamson's the number two. You blame it on them first.
But
I'm not blaming them.
When the boy Alexander that went to Virginia Tech, when he plays now, granted, there's no like scouting report on him, so I'm reluctant. You got to show me more than a few games, but he spaces the floor better than Zoe. When you got people like Ingram and Zion
right.
that like to drive, you need floor spacers, and Zoe is I don't know, man. I'm ready for him to put his fingerprint on a team. He should be able to do it with this team.
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
He reminds me of Michael Carter Williams.
Lonzo or Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart all day.
Marcus Smart.
That's not even an argument.
Yeah. I wonder if I could, I want to put, because I see some of these comments are just dumb. Like, to say Zion is a bust is just stupid. That doesn't even make any sense. So, but anyway, so yeah. So I don't think he'll
Before you kick me off, let me say this, Scott. So I said he was lightweight garbage. And understand, I want to be a fan, but I got to keep it on. I don't think like if Zoe wasn't in the league's no worse off. Like I don't think that.
Oh, come on, man. There's a lot of guys in the league like that. If Terry Rozier is not in the league nobody's gonna miss him.
If not a lot of them were the number 2 pick by the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Like that's part of his legacy. You were the number 2 pick by the Los Angeles Lakers. So there's an expectation that comes with that. You got to be more of a dog than he is, man. I expected, like, I thought his rookie year he showed something. His trajectory would be up, particularly when he got out of Los Angeles. Just seemed like he don't really like have that thing that says this.
His book is still being written, man. Did you say that about Chauncey Billups? I know we bring, and I don't want to keep on bringing up Chauncey, but did we say that about Chauncey?
And that's fair because I think Chauncey was the number 4 pick by Boston, and then he got
to Boston, and then he got to. I mean, he went to
a lot of different places.
Yeah, he was like at what before? By the time was he drafted by Boston or Denver?
No, Boston.
So let me ask you this, Ant. Let me ask you this, Ant. If you're a GM of the Hornets, do you bet your job on Lonzo? Like you got one more year after this year
for the Hornets.
I mean, not the Pelicans. You're the GM of the Pelicans, and you're evaluating your team, and you're on the hot seat. You are willing to bet that on Zoe? Nah, I gotta get rid of that joker. Yeah.
How you gonna ask me a question? Don't even let me answer.
Oh, go ahead and answer. I'm sorry.
Oh no, but I agree. No, you get rid of Zoe. You get what you can get for Zoe because I mean he doesn't like Jamal said, he doesn't really fit that team. Honestly, it's like he's right at this moment right now. Lonzo Ball is just a guy. That's all he is. He's just a guy. Now, can he become that next level guy? Only time will tell because we never know. I just think it's too early to just shut the book on him and say throw him in the trash and get rid of him because I think he does bring value to a team. He's averaging 12 points.
Well, his value to me would have to be is his defense a plus minus plus? Is he a plus defender? And I don't know that. I don't think he is.
Yeah, I mean we would have to do the research, but
their team defense is terrible. So
yeah, and that's not all on him.
No, but he's the head of the snake, right? So that's what I'm asking. Is it better or worse without him? Like, I'm going to ask you this. Is he better? Would you rather have him or the Morris kid that's the backup for Denver Nuggets?
I think that you're going to get the same gameplay from both of them. You're gonna get some big games here and there, but Zoe still plays better defense than that guy.
So the Morris kid, I think the Morris kid through like
it's Monte Morris, right?
Yeah, I think like through like 15 games, he had something crazy like 8 turnovers. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Zoe is a turnover. him and his brother are a walking turnover.
So no, I mean, so the numbers for him. I know he's a backup point guard. Not, I mean, he's averaging 10.8, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. I mean,
and what's the shooting percentages?
He's shooting for this year. He's shooting 49% from the field, 34 from 3, 71 from the free throw line.
And what's Zoe?
Let me go back. Zoe
is like a 43% shooter. 30.
Nah, actually 40. 40 from the field. Yeah, 40 from the 40 from the field, 33 or 32.5 from 3. And he's even worse at the line. He's 64 from the line. But he's always been bad from the line.
At 6'6", that's not okay.
His PER is less than Morris's PER is 15. Zoe's is 12.
Yeah, Zoe's a replacement level basketball
player. But the thing, and but with that, give me 1 second. But with that, Morris also played more games, so I guess you got to take both of those things into consideration. And he probably doesn't play as many minutes as Zoe because you got Jamal Murray in front of him. So I think all those things have to be taken into consideration. If you put Monte Morris on the Pelicans, they're not just going to shoot from being 13th in the West to 8th. They're not. They're probably gonna be 13, 14, 15, between 12 and 15.
And what I'm saying is typically you could point to something that's tangible that says, yeah, but it's this thing that Zoe has, right? So we're saying it's not defense, it's certainly not shooting, it's not scoring,
right?
It's not assisting. What is it? What is the thing?
That's a great question. I mean, we don't know. We don't know. And I think that's something that we would have to, like, how the hell did this become the Zoe show? You know what I'm saying?
Because you're defending the guy for no reason.
Y'all forced me to do this.
Nobody forced you to do this.
Or you could have just said, yeah, he is a lightweight bum, and you other than
we'll see. So Jamal, you can stay here real quick. We'll bring so we got a battle coming up tonight, and it's Scotty versus
Jamal. Trying to log back in with my.
It ain't versus me.
Hold on one second.
Corey.
It's like it's
my fault. Let me, because Corey was. I don't know. He was. We'll bring him back in a minute. But it's Scotty versus Corey. Hey, Corey, you good over there, man?
Yeah, man. Like, I really don't want to battle on this platform because I was trying to get it to my laptop to be downstairs, so I got to transition.
No.
Downstairs.
It's still gonna be on Zoom.
You see that? You see in the background?
No.
I was
we still gonna battle
on the laptop.
Now we still gonna be on the same platform.
All right, because I got to transition up. I can for some reason I was trying to log on my work computer and it could create a different Facebook account. So now it won't even let me get to my real Facebook account.
All right, no, you good, man. Don't even worry about it because we gonna go back to the Zoom. We just wanted you to come on here. You know, you and Scotty this past weekend has been talking real greasy to each other, you know, and you know, you said you was gonna get him out of here in this battle tonight, and so
that sounds about right. Sounds fair.
So Scotty, how you feel about that, man?
Hey, man, that's a respect thing, man. Corey's a good dude, but right now he doesn't respect my playlist, and I don't respect his. So
what's the genre?
There's only one way to settle this, and that's through the battle round.
One way.
Only one way.
What's the genre?
Hip hop, 2010 beyond.
All right, so
I just asked what's Verba's real name. Nah, but we got to exclude some of the top artists. Like we don't want to go off the album of some of the more popular artists that it's been debated in the past battles. We want to try to bring some fresh music, maybe from some different artists that you may not have heard, or either be at the seaside of some artists that you already heard but haven't heard in a while. But I think 2010 excludes a lot of the artists that we want to stay away from as far as their music is concerned. So we want to make it clear to the judges there's certain artists we don't want to play. So we probably want to type that up before sending that in the comments. The artists that we're not going to play from their
Corey,
album.
can I say something as a judge? May I say
Yeah.
something as a previous judge?
Yeah.
It seems that you do a lot of begging. I mean, it seems that you do a lot of begging to the judges. I think you just gotta
Begging?
let the judges judge, bro. Yeah. You try to cook the books and set the stage a lot. Just let the judges judge. You know what I mean? I think the judges have a good ear. You know, we do that. I don't know why we should ban any artist. Just play a better song. You get to go second half the time. Play a better song.
No, a better song is not. It's just we're trying to bring new music to the battle. It's not about trying to sell the songs that we play. It's just that just give you an example of Mark's battle and T's battle. Even in the loss that T had, he still played good music, and that's what we looking for. Not have heard, or I don't want to try to always play a risk and play a top 40 track behind my track and before me. It limits my opportunities to play decent tracks. Like if I play a track first and it goes in a direction of something that's not normal, I mean, I would want either him to follow or to try to match that energy, not just to try to chart the top charts.
Yeah, I tried that. It only works like half the time. Sometimes people
And that's what I'm saying. So, some people got to stick their neck out and take risks. Like I've taken some shots before. I ain't begging the judges, but I do want them to take a listen. No, that's the thing. Just don't judge on the artists, because some of the artists you may not know. So as we add more people to the battle, I think we'll add a different ear. Like I don't think I felt like everybody knew Thundercat, but until T played him, I don't think people were as familiar. Like with BJ the Chicago Kid and PJ and it's a bunch of other artists that we want to break into the battle, but it has to be a mood for it or a category, or somebody has to name that type of battle.
I'm willing to skip the gym just to focus in and judge if you need one. If you got 5 judges, I'm cool with that.
And I've agreed to that too. Like I said, it's certain artists I won't be playing, and we'll just see, man. Play the music, and we'll see where the chips may lie. Like I said, it's a respect thing. Somebody.
I'm gonna play some familiar music for sure. I'm gonna definitely play some familiar music, but I'm gonna try to stay loose. Play some guys, but just try to stay a little loose with some of the plays. I don't want no hard criticism coming like, what the fuck is that? I'm just playing. We're gonna see what we can work out.
What time is the battle scheduled for?
8:30. We've been on air like 13 minutes over our scheduled time, but y'all had me defending Lonzo Ball like he played for the Heat or the Bulls or something. That was your fault. And you know what? It is what it is. So
I've never heard you even say you even like Lonzo Ball.
You do Zoom, and I'm good.
Exactly.
I ain't gotta worry about Facebook.
Before we get out of here, somebody did.
Hey Jamal, let me say one thing. Jamal, you know what it is? It's because I said he was trash. That's the only reason it was because I said it. That's the only reason. That's the only justification.
Scott, chill out.
He's not high key trash, but he's low key trash right now. He is low key.
Oh my God!
I've been thinking about that joint all week.
So look, real quick. I saw a dumb question in the comments, but I'm gonna bring it to you guys. Someone asked, "Was Carmelo Anthony a first ballot Hall of Fame?"
Of course,
absolutely.
Yes, first ballot.
You see what I mean? You see what I'm saying? That's why I said what I said. Like come on, man.
Carmelo Anthony's a Hall of Famer over Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson got 3 championships.
Absolutely.
You said over Klay?
Yeah.
I think by the time it's said and done, I mean, you still got a lot left on Klay's career to end it right there. You don't know what it's going to be But
you
as
know Clay couldn't have
I
been a
wouldn't say
number one.
over Clay by the time his career is done if he do anything else.
Clay couldn't have been a number one, and Carmelo Anthony was built to be a number one. Carmelo Anthony's a cornerstone of a franchise. Klay Thompson
Of two
better had to
franchises.
win to the right team. Totally different type of basketball.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Clay
But
Thompson's
success-
going in the Hall of Fame, though.
It's
Klay
still
Thompson's going in
a
the Hall of
measure of success that you have to lean to. You can't just discredit what his value to a super team was, if that makes any sense. He has some
If
value.
you can only put one of them in the Hall of Fame, which one are you putting in the Hall of Fame?
I mean, you're gonna put Steph.
If Clay's career ended right now and we had nothing else to go off, I would put Carmelo over Clay. If we had nothing else to go off, but if Clay did anything else, like if he went somewhere else and did something, anything else, I think he would have it because of the rings and his playoff wins.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair.
I look forward to y'all's battle, my friends.
All right, fellas. So again, Jamal, thanks for joining us. Corey, same with you. Thanks for joining us.
Sure. Thanks for having me, fellas.
Cause I gotta get into a different ensemble for the bet. No, I'm joking. But yeah, whatever. But this is Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
It's your boy Scotty D.
Anthony Adebayo. We off the record. Scotty B. We off the record. And the most accurate sports coverage. We off the record. Scotty B's Fantasy 5. We off the record. You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com.